Hello. I'm documenting this as kind of a vlog, also a rant, also a vent. I got a lot on my mind and I need to talk to, if anyone, at least myself. I mean, I'll probably put this online, but as far as I'm aware of, everybody's lost in Beelzebub's third eye, fly mind. And if you don't know what that means, I'll be explaining some of that in this video, but even the things I explain in this video might not make any sense to you, or you might get distracted along the way by said via Beelzebub in your fly's mind. You won't know that it's him or uh, the group that he works with, which is like Satan, the devil, Jezebel, Lilith, um, some of the Nephilim, uh, some DNA creations mixed human DNA mixed with animal DNA that he got going on and uh, off of social media. He got all sorts of things going on. Beelzebub and Satan, Lucifer, whatever you want to call them, they're the true rulers of this world, and they rule and operate in this world in ways that you guys couldn't even perceive, both in time and outside of time. They operate in very devious ways. Now, when it comes to the beginning, what I want to explain in this video is the way that my thought process has worked and what I believe to be the truth out of everything that not only that I know that the enemy has told me in my head via possession, okay, thoughts and ideas that are not of my own, and thoughts of and ideas that are of my own that have um that I have belief to believe in via the facts that I believe to be true displayed throughout history through the web of lies. Now, saying that there are a lot of facts that are um, questionable, especially through history. History's facts, what we call facts, aren't always factual. And history has been rewritten and rewritten for basically mind control purposes, basically to control the population, keep the system going, keep possession and the game and the fly's eye going. Now, me talking about things like this can get a little skeptical, a little dangerous. um Christians aren't what they think they are. Now there's this, I know what the game is out here in the mind's eye of Beelzebub. Okay, when they're playing the game, and these Christians think that they are angels. Some It depends on each person, each individual soul, what they perceive in their dreams, what they perceive in their mind's eye. Now, a lot of them are with their mind's eye playing with Beelzebub. Anybody who has been to the Amazon knows that dreams are only for humans. No, dreams are for only for people who are living in with Beelzebub's spiritual mind, which he's tapped in based off of the fly. Now let's take a look at the fly. Let's diagnose what I'm talking about. Now, a fly, his mind perceives images at a different level than humans do. Now, go do your research on the fly, and you can understand that a fly can see all around. There's one eye has 100 plus lenses. I think there's like 44 lenses to each fly's eye, if I'm correct. There's probably more. I'm not 100% sure. But each lens is its own individual lens. It's like its own individual eye. And the brain has to process not only that one side, but the other side as well. Now, what I'm saying is almost everybody in America has their third eye opened like a fly's eye. The only difference is instead of it being connected to their 3D body, this eye is connected to the spirit realm, which means that just like a demon couldn't possess somebody, let's just say that now your third eye is kind of possessing somebody. It's not really possession, but it's a form of memory sharing with other people's bodies. So now what Beelzebub has done is he calls this reincarnation or past lives or the game demon time. If you're a demon, he'll call it demon time. Oh, you're a demon, bro. You're just working. Whatever. To each individual, he makes his own individual lie. Every individual has their own individual lie. And everybody's too busy living in dream world that most people don't even know who their co-worker is or who this person is or who that person is, because when they're playing with their third eye, the people that they see aren't really who they think they are, because fallen angels can wear matrix code like makeup, which means that they can disguise themselves as anybody. See, when you enter Beelzebub's fly's eye, okay, when you enter that eye, when you're playing with Beelzebub, you're playing with fallen angels. And there are a lot of them that are unnamed in the Bible. Like 200, 300 plus. They say 1/3 of heaven. That's a lot of fallen angels that you're playing with. And I only talk about Beelzebub because he's the Lord of the Flies. That's what his name is throughout history. If you do research on him, you'll come across Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies. And when you understand that everything that we talk about is talked about in riddles, like everything is a riddle. If you think about it, everything is a riddle. And when you come to terms of how parables are taught from Jesus in the Bible, you understand that the enemy copies that type of idea, and they call it memeing nowadays. A parable is a meme nowadays. Okay, that's why everything is a riddle. And when the Bible is talking about Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies, they're talking about his power. His power is based off of the mind of a fly. And what his power is to give his servants the same ability. So now somebody can be sitting down at your table eating with you, but at the same time they're living in sexual immorality in their dreams, in their fly's mind. They could be anywhere. They could roam around the world if they want to. This is what, if you ever watched the movie Fairly Odd Parents with Timmy Turner, when he enters the TV world, that's kind of what they get to do with their fly's mind. And what the fly's mind does with the dream world like that is there's two sides. There's one side that where Beelzebub plays God, and then there's the other side with the devil where you get to be a complete asshole and get to be evil. So one side is full of evil, prideful sexual immorality. The other side is more peaceful, more kind of what the creator wanted, but feminized. Feminized in the matter that
the men don't stand up and fight back against evil. So that's what happens when you play with Beelzebub. And Beelzebub plays God, and the devil plays the devil. And of course, that's how the system operates. And once you understand that you guys are playing with Beelzebub, Beelzebub's power, the fly's eye, you understand that America is a big fucking fraud. It's not about the true creator. It's only about everybody getting what they want. Selfish values. The Christian selfish values are peace, peaceful vibrations. They don't want to deal with the shit. They don't want to fight the shit. The shit is the problem. And instead of fighting the shit, they found a way to sit down and eat with the shit and not do nothing about the shit. Because how the hell are you going to go to Beelzebub? And this is why a lot of people on spiritual TikTok call vampires vampires. Beelzebub's vibration is supposed to equal shit, but since technology has been created, he's now able to vampire good vibrations and make himself look like God in the Matrix. And this is why when people have their third eye connected, okay, when they have their third eye connected to the spirit realm and they're out there living in dreamland while they're eating at the table with you, and you two are fucking in dreamland or whatever you guys got going on in your guys' peaceful vibrations, okay? Some of the signals from the Wi-Fi are getting connected to your third eye. So now you got the internet's tapping in, and now it's making vibrations. That's why it's a frequency war. Spiritual war and frequency war are the same thing, because spirits are what cause frequency. And vampirism is what Beelzebub uses mixed with technology in the Matrix to mask himself to look like God. And now every Christian out here that's playing with that third eye, okay, are false. They're not a part of the Abrahamic creator, okay? They're a part of when it says in the Bible that many shall come to me on the day of judgment claiming that they have casted out demons in my name, will be turned away, and I will say to them on that day, away from me, for I never knew you. But they will say that, oh Lord, haven't I cast out demons in your name? It's the same thing when in Matthew when Beelzebub had his servants coming down. It's the same thing that's happening today is the same thing that happened back in the day. And in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, it talks about, I don't know if it talks about it in all of them, but I know it talks about it in Matthew, that some religious leaders of a city came down to test Jesus on exorcism, on casting out demons, and they were claiming that he had Beelzebub, and he was claiming that they had Beelzebub, and it said something across the lines that when they claimed that he had Beelzebub, they're like, for you have Beelzebub, the Lord of demons, therefore by him you cast out demons. And then he said to them, for if I have Beelzebub, then who do your sons cast out demons by? Basically saying, I'm not the one who has Beelzebub. You're the ones that have Beelzebub. If I were to simplify it and dumb it down into modern language, that's what it's kind of saying is, hey, I don't have Beelzebub. You guys have Beelzebub. And what ended up happening was Jesus was basically, even though that ain't his real name, it could be Yeshua, it could be Isa, we don't know. It's probably Isa because I'm pretty sure he would have spoken Arabic. So, but he was basically saying like, listen, bring your sons down, and I will tell them, and we'll figure this out, because if I have Beelzebub, then and you have the true God, then you should be able to cast out Beelzebub out of me. But if you guys have Beelzebub, well then you have been duped by Beelzebub, and your God isn't the true creator. My God's the true creator. So basically, he was saying that, listen, you guys think that you guys are worshiping the true creator. You guys got all these people in this city dictated under your guys' law, this and that, that and this. Dude said, I'm just a nobody carpenter coming to you saying that even though you are this big religious leader, you guys are working for Beelzebub. That's exactly what's happening in this country today. Yeah, these people, just like it was back in the day, are going around saying all these people are, because back in the day those people were going around, those religious leaders were going around saying that, oh yeah, these people are scum, don't worry about them, don't do nothing for these people, they don't worship the law like they're supposed to. And the whole time these people are worshiping Beelzebub. And these people are all like, oh yeah, we shouldn't cater to these people because they're not following the laws. Look at what the church does. People have drug problems, they turn them away. Oh, look at these people who have drug problems. Oh, they're not trying to better their lives. Turn them away. Don't pay them no dues. That's what I see the church doing today. The church says, oh, these people stink. These people smell. Well, yeah, they're probably demon possessed. Oh, yeah, well, we don't even do deliverance at church because we're not on that expertise. So we're just gonna throw these people away. Let them deal with their own fallen angel possession, because they reek of a Beelzebub. And the whole time Beelzebub is in their mind, in their dreamland off the Wi-Fi, where he can control the frequencies off of his vampirism, and they're living good off of his bullshit. While the other person has to sit there, the person that has drug problems out on the streets, alcoholism, drug problems, this and that, because he was probably mistreated as a child, or had his mind fucked with via being possessed with demonic entities, because he wasn't taught properly. Now he has to deal with that fallen angel's real frequency, because no one wants to help that person, or that person is on demon as the fly's eye too, but he on demon time, so they ain't fucking with him. And that's how it works out there. And that's why America is a prison for demons. America is truly a prison for demons. And it's sad because all I see is Christians pretending that they're hardcore demon slayers. This is what they call Christians nowadays, demon slayers, because they're fighting other people in the game. They're fighting other people in the game, and they're claiming that they're a demon slayer, but in reality, they're just playing with the fly's mind. They're just, oh, that person's on the opposite side. That person's on Satan's side. He's my opponent. So so you guys are both on demon time, but since you're a Christian or whatever, since these people are Christians or whatever, that I'm just fighting the ops. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you know what I'm saying. I'm fighting somebody on demon time, trying to keep my peace. You know what I mean? Trying to keep my peaceful vibrations. And what sucks is the people that don't have their third eye connected to the game, the ones that are in between. Those are the ones that are going through real spiritual warfare. Because everybody who's on demon time, or on angel time, or whatever you want to call it, man, they all worshiping false fallen angels. And the fallen angels got the game on lock, because there's so many of them that, man, they come disguised. Like I said, the Matrix got them coming disguised as um not only not only as gods, as your family members, friends, lovers, animals, pets, and disguised as everything. It's completely crazy on how much that they are disguised as, your family members, quote unquote, the game, when your third eye is connected to the game. It's crazy, because my third eye isn't connected to the game. And for a long time I didn't recognize the game because I wasn't in the game. When I found out about the game, a lot of shit, the game started having everybody's third eye, having people tweak out in front of me. So people were basically tweaking in the game that I couldn't see because my third eye wasn't connected, but they were tweaking off of it. So it was recognizable because down in the perspective, like where our eyes would meet, our real eyes would meet, I could see their 3D body tweaking, but I just couldn't see what was going on in their mind's eye, in their third eye. But I could see them tweaking off that shit. I could see a lot of people tweaking off that shit everywhere I go. And it's because this research I did on Beelzebub and the fly's mind and the fly's eye that I know about the game. And I know how Christianity isn't what it preaches to be. What it preaches to be, these churches I look at as those churches. When I walk out, I view Christianity the way that Jesus viewed those religious leaders that came down to test him in his faith. That's the way I view Christianity, as somebody who doesn't have their third eye connected. Okay, you Christians that got you guys' third eye connected to the game, I look at you guys as those religious leaders. Those religious leaders, that's the exact way I view you, because you guys are too busy worried about your own peace. You guys are fighting the war backwards. You guys are pretending to fight the enemy, but in reality, you're sitting down eating with the enemy and not doing nothing about it. So this is why nothing really gets done. This is why peace is never really found and is always disturbed, because you guys haven't fought for peace. You guys only fought for temporary peace. And this is why that movie Inception pisses me off, because it's so easy for you guys to just get incepted and have time stretched out for you and forget everything and forget the war and forget everything I taught you guys in a blink of a second. This is why I said this video is really me just venting to myself, because I don't even know if Inception is going to make you guys forget about all of this. But this is the type of rant that I got going on. It's my little piece in time. I know how time travel works too. Okay, let me explain a little bit of that. Time travel is a joke. Time is an illusion, and Beelzebub's joke on that, since he made the Matrix, he basically has the power of creation. This is why he has been able to confuse people into him being God, because, well, if you think about it, if you layer on the Matrix on top of already being able to give people the ability to think that they're a religious leader and that they're casting out demons, okay, if you can confuse somebody into thinking that they're worshiping the true creator because you gave them the ability to cast out demons, because you're the ruler of demons, so you gave them that ability. You could confuse somebody with just that, and then you add on the Matrix, which is literally the power of creation. Okay, if you add on that layer, that's like, well, pretty much it's pretty hard after you enter the game with your third eye to not think that that isn't God. That would be pretty hard, because he can literally use illusions to make himself look like God. This is why he says time is an illusion, because he created time in a box. He created his own time outside of God's influence, okay? Now it's his influence, his creation. He could do whatever he wants. Now it's his, and it was made off a hologram. It was made off an illusion. It was made off technology. That's why he says time is an illusion, because for him it is an illusion. He can fuck with it. And then on top of that, he already knows how to time travel in the real world, in the spirit realm. So now he's playing with illusions with the Matrix, and now he's playing with time travel in the real world. Time travel has already been conquered long time ago. This is why the enemy already knows he lost, because he's at the beginning, the end, and everything that's happening in the middle. The present day is the present is the time of growth. Okay, I would say presence is the time that you're blind to, and then there's a point where you get to see everything and you see it for what it is. So there's innocence of not knowing, and then knowing. That point, okay, that would be like the present. like right now, the present. But things have to operate because of time travel until everything is said and done, until everybody has lived their life, okay, until the past is the past. Nothing is, the end can't end, okay? Everything has to play out. Everything has a beginning, okay? Just because time travel exists and there's a future, there will always be a future. But the beginning has to play out. So until the beginning plays out and does its time, well, then everything isn't said and done. Because time travel exists. Because time travel and influence exists. Because influence, okay, let's say, right, somebody from the future can influence the past, which influences the present. Since the future can influence the present has to play out before the future can be solidified, if that makes sense. And once that happens, once the future is solidified, it's game over. Everything is said and done. Judgment. Now, there's certain creations throughout time that he has placed in certain positions for certain reasons. And until all of his chosen ones have lived out their life, basically, and this is what the present day is right now, is the end times are basically the very last few that the real creator has his hand over. Okay, until those ones die, this world will continue. And this is what this present day is. When these last either the ones that the true creator has his hand over are gonna make this world flourish, or they're gonna die and he's gonna burn this world and start over. So either or, the creator, the real creator, isn't the God that Christians follow. The real creator will actually go and kill his enemies. And that's the problem with Christianity. Is Christianity is so full of these people that are too busy worshiping Beelzebub to even understand anything about what they're supposed to be doing, what they're really supposed to be doing, and how far they've fallen through the game, through the illusions, how far they have fallen. Most of these Christians won't even be going to the heaven that they think they're going to. They'll be going to hell along with the demons that they have been fighting on demon time. Okay, since they've been playing angel time, if you're on angel time and you're fighting people who are on demon time, well then you're most likely going to hell because you're not even supposed to be on angel time. Angel time is the fly's mind, just like demon's time is the fly's mind. You guys aren't supposed to be on angel time. You guys aren't supposed to be on inception time, if that makes sense. That was never supposed to exist. That's Beelzebub. And Beelzebub, this is why they say it's the devil's world, because, well, he's pretty much running things right now since he's found a way to make himself look like God in inception time, angel time, demon time, whatever you want to call it, the game. He's made himself look like God. And these fallen angels run this world right now. They run the church, they run the government, they run the hood, they run the streets, they run the wars, they running everything. They run the Vatican, they run the Satanic Church. Think about it this way. The church that you think is the God worshiping church is the Satanic Church. It's just dolled up. It's presentable. And that's the problem with America. That's the problem with the world right now, is that through the fly's eye, they're blind. They see everything, yet they see nothing at the same time. It's like entering the eye of the sand of time and knowing everything just to realize that you know nothing. Why? Because the machine is an illusion. And if you're inside the machine, well, then you're not being human. And that's the problem with this world. Is too many people are trapped in, and they have their third eye connected to the machine. And because of that, America is pretty much doomed. Everything that everybody does in America is the biggest waste of time. The biggest waste of time. What do we do all day? We eat, we sleep, we shit, we wake up. People are fighting over, you got people on demon time wanting to be the drunk and high all day, and you got people on angel time who want to just eat and socialize all day. But nobody really helps anybody because both only go to work, go home, and do the same thing and consume. Now, one consumes drugs and the other consumes food. But at the end of the day, what do? Not a damn thing for the world. They both go to work, they make their money, they go home, they consume, they socialize, they eat, they sleep, they fuck, they shit, they wake up, they get in the morning, up, angel time, demon time encounters, well, now they're fight, work, make money, eat, sleep, shit, go home. Nobody helps nobody in America. It's the biggest waste of time. It's the biggest. Being sober in America is actually a fucking joke. It's square as fuck. Why? Because Beelzebub literally got you living a sober ass life for what? You get peace sometimes, and then when you come around a kid like me, all hell breaks loose. Oh, you gotta protect the kid, right? He doesn't know nothing. You're not supposed to know nothing. Not supposed to be connected to people who are on demon time, doing evil time. Oh, but you're on good time. Oh, they say you don't get to heaven based off good works. So, yeah, this is why I look at America as the biggest fraud, man. Because when they come around people like me who can see the game for what it is, that shit, I see them go crazy. And I be trying to, I look at Christians with regret and remorse because I'm all like, man, you guys thought y'all was Christian, bro, and then y'all came around with me. I ain't even on demon time. Y'all trying to treat me like I'm on demon time. I'm not on demon time. Those are just the demon. The only reason you could see those demons and I can't see those demons is because you're in Beelzebub's house. You said you chose the wrong creator. You said, but that Matrix makes it look real good, doesn't it? They chose the wrong creator. But since they're playing with the fly's mind, so they're playing with the Lord of the Flies, and he got some Matrix, I'm pretty sure he does look like the creator. I'm pretty sure he does look like the creator. And I bet you he told you that I'm the bad guy. That I'm the devil. That I need to be treated. That I'm Beelzebub. That I'm shit. I bet he's told you guys everything. Why? Because he can possess me or have anybody possess me. Because he's what? Lord of the demons. He's Lord of the flies. Lord of the demons. Lord of the flies. He can make somebody look like a religious leader. And he can make somebody look like shit. Why? Because fallen angels' vibrations are shit. But if they're in the Matrix, they can mask that shit vibration and make themselves look like God. And that's the problem. That's the problem with Christianity. Is that they're disrespecting the real ones out there because they can see the demons. And Beelzebub, who's masking himself to be God, is telling them that, hey, those are the bad guys. It's just like that movie with the aliens, man. There was this movie I saw, right? And these kids were basically they were tossed in some kind of it was like apocalyptic war, and the government was all like safety, safety, and oh, we're here for the kids. And then they put the kids in some kind of science experiment, and we're like, oh, we're gonna train you guys to be in the army, and then they chipped them and stuff like that, and they fucked with their vision. And one kid found out that it was because what the scientists had did to them, that they were looking at human beings as aliens. Like, oh my goodness, that's an alien. But in reality, it was because of what they had did to their brain with the microchip that they had implanted, that they were looking at these humans as aliens, but they weren't really aliens, they were humans. That's the same way that Christians that are fighting demons on demon time, but when they come around somebody who isn't playing the game, when you come around a kid that isn't playing the game, but you can see the demon or you can see the fallen angel, and you can smell shit, or you can see somebody's shit, or the vibrational frequency starts equaling shit. That's because you're in Beelzebub's house, and Beelzebub is your creator, your god, basically. So since you're playing with your third eye, and that's what he can show you his true colors. He can show you basically the demons and the fallen angels that are possessing that kid's third eye that isn't open. He can show you which ones are possessing them, and he can switch out which ones are possessing them. He's basically showing you that I can fuck with your frequency if I want to. Put whatever frequency I want on that kid or on you that I want to. Why? Because, well, you're a Christian with your third eye open to the game, which basically means that you're worshiping Beelzebub. So basically, if you want to worship Beelzebub, and then you want to sit there and claim that you're a deliverance or exorcism, or you're a warrior for God or whatever, and you got your spirit team, well, then you're playing reverse psychology on yourself, because Beelzebub will just sit there and possess somebody like me who don't have their third eye open to the game. And then what are you going to do? You're going to fight somebody who's giving you the authority to cast out demons? You see how that works? You see, that's why it says, that's why it says it. That's why there's that passage in the Bible. That's exactly why there's that passage in the Bible. That explains almost everything. How somebody who can cast out demons, they come around somebody like me who's possessed by those same spirits, because this is America and the food and everything is it's all poison. It's all a possession spell. Everything consumable in America. And I figured this out. I figured the game out. I beat it. I beat it by myself. I did it with nothing but willpower, maybe willpower from the divine true creator. But it's been hell. It's been a lonely fucking road. And I'm tired of having to explain myself over and over and over. But I understand why I have to explain myself over and over and over again. And I'm happy for this high intellect that I have, because I can break words down. And it's been a long war, man. Everybody out here is possessed. Everybody out here is possessed. If a Christian is out there fighting demons on demon time, they're possessed. Because it's fallen angels that are giving them that ability to even see those things. They're not supposed to be seeing those things. That's not human. That's what Beelzebub does. He's gotten his power off of the fly, and I'm pretty sure he has to possess those flies. So I'm pretty sure the true power is coming from that possession, and then vampirism off of the spiritual energy, however that works, is sucked into the internet, and that's where the whole show, that's where the mind's eye starts. But that mixed with time travel, and man, it gets really complicated. And even sitting down and understanding everything, like, since I've had time to let it marinate in my brain, I can perceive it better. But if you're just coming right off the bat listening to me rant, this is like some high spiritual intellect, this is some deep research that I did. I've got like I want to say like 100 plus hours of research into this type of stuff, into the supernatural stuff mixed with technology and time travel. Man, it's the layers get deep, but if you can understand that somebody like me can perceive demon time and angel time, and the war that's going out in America's streets is basically civil war of religion, basically a civil war of religion and what's really going on with the truth. It's a civil war of religion and truth is what's going on in America's streets right now, and it's getting ugly out there because we have so many different communities out there that play in the game, in the dreamland, in the mind's eye, that these different communities are now attacking each other, and it's making people like me who aren't in dreamland have to deal with the frequency war, basically, because of all that fighting that's going on. All that energy is released, and not all of us are playing with Beelzebub's church, so not all of us get peaceful vibrations. Some of us actually have to go through war and fight with fallen angels in our own body, because there are no true religious leaders out here to help us fight and combat those fallen angels. Not anymore. Not when they're too busy looking at us as those fallen angels, when we're fighting with them in our 3D body. But since their eyes are connected to, the fly's mind, I guess we're just looked over, I guess. But it is what it is, and that's the holy war. That's the war out in these streets, and that's the way I've perceived things. And you could call me crazy, but I know how to keep quiet. If I want to keep quiet, I can keep quiet. No one's going to take that away from me. No one can take that religious perspective away from me, especially not when it's been written down long before I was even alive. You can't judge me for something that I've read and then took what I've read and explained it in reality and made it sound logical, and then try and brush it off as crazy. Well, if you're brushing it off as crazy, well, then you must be a part of the game then, because I've seen people part of the game tweak out. You said, and maybe if I think something hard enough, well, maybe I can just see you tweak out in front of me, because I've done it before and I've seen it happen. I know how to make somebody bug up. It's not that hard when you see demon time and angel time fighting, and all you gotta do is instigate a little feud between the two, and well, now two people are bugging up. All two communities don't like each other. What is it? The you know what community? The rainbow. The you know what community against anybody, and I start instigating problems. I don't have to be in fucking dreamland, but I could watch. I could think a couple of thoughts, and since I know that I'm possessed and there's demons inside me that are on demon time, and since I look like a fallen angel to people that are on angel time, since I'm not on neither time, I could just think something and watch two people bug up. Watch two people bug up, and they don't even know what's going on. That's the type of influence I got in this world. And that type of influence I don't even want. I really don't. Why? Because I don't want to be a part of the fly's mind at all. I don't want my energy involved in that game at all. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want fallen angels that look like shit having me look like shit. I don't want them possessing me. I don't want them on me. And I sure as hell don't want no phony ass Christian that looks at me as that demon that's on demon time, not knowing that I'm possessed. I don't want to deal with them either, because they phony baloney ass. They're not real. They're playing with Beelzebub. They're playing with the motherfuckers that are over here possessing me. He's playing with the motherfucker that's in control of them. So no, I don't want to be around those fake ass Christians either. But I'll watch them bug up. I'll watch them bug up. Why? Most of the time, man, I'm just trying to make it through the day. I'm trying to keep my thoughts as clean as possible. But I got to deal with possession all day, every day.
Now I gotta watch fake ass Christians deal with, I gotta watch them be possessed. Not even know they being possessed. Thinking that, watching them pretend to be whatever with their community and their spirit team. You know, I know how the game work out here in this one. I don't fuck with it. I don't fuck with any of it. I just sit here and deal with my battles, my frequency wars, my frequency possession war that I had to deal with. I had to deal with shitty energies. I know fallen angels out here. I know everybody possessed. Anybody could get it at fucking any time. I've seen people who thought they were Christian try and attack me and then end up getting attacked and then not know why they were getting attacked and then keep on trying to fight. And it was all like, man, they just didn't know that I was protected by the real creator, not the fake one, and that they were worshiping the fake creator. But it is what it is. A lot of Christians didn't know that they was doing that. I have the whole community that does deliverance looking at me like I'm the enemy, not knowing that I'm possessed, not knowing that I got such high-ranking fallen angels that they can't cast out because they're not even on the level that I'm at intellectually, because they're too busy playing with the opponent that looks like the creator. They're too busy playing with Beelzebub that looks like the creator, or whatever fallen angel, or whoever Beelzebub has playing creator over them. They're too busy worshiping a false creator in their dreams with their third eye. They're not worshiping the real one. And that's the problem. Because their fake creator has me looking like what they look like outside the Matrix. That's why. That's why there's so much confusion. Because an idea like that even exists. Because an idea like that even exists, that's why there's so much confusion on who I am. Think about that. Let that marinate. Because I know this is like an access point for fallen angels, and I know sometimes things get a little wonky in the fly's eye, a little zzz, a little buzzy, a little white noisy. Sometimes you download the memories into the wrong people's minds. But think about that. The fact that that's even an idea, that someone can play reverse psychology with their own energy and possession, and then hop inside the Matrix and make themselves look like God. Be like, no, he's me. Because their vibration is cursed. But they want to look like somebody else though. But that's what it looks like. I explain the game as best as I can with simple words and in a intellectual way, best I can. So hopefully this upload does something. I hope people sit on words and let it marinate, really really dig deep into this and sit down and think. Anybody who's watching this, even throughout time, even through a memory, even a dream, a download, whatever. This is deep stuff. And, hope I planted, a couple of seeds up in the minds of the masses out there playing the game in Dreamland.